Hi guys, my name is Henry Tenby and welcome to this quick edition of Model Moment. I've got a very special model that I do want to share with you. This is the only Boeing factory model that I have ever owned it's one of the only ones that I've ever owned in 35 years of collecting models. This is a pretty unique model. They were very hard to find starting about 30 years ago when these appeared at aviation collectible shows here in Canada. And really, I mean, I may have had other Boeing models in my collection, but the trademark signature of a Boeing model are these landing gear that are attached. And these are quite heavy models. I think they're heavy fiberglass. I do not believe they're made of resin. This particular model is a World Airways Boeing 747. Would date from the early 1970s, and very few of these would be made. This was like a high-end model. They would make similar models through Pacific Miniatures or even their own Boeing model shop back in the day, but they wouldn't put the landing gear on for a larger distribution within the industry. Only the most senior airline executives, the key decision makers at the airlines, would receive these Boeing factory presentation models that would have the landing gears on these metal gears. So these models are really hard to find. As I say, it was about 35 years ago that I first became aware of these Boeing models when we had a guy from Boeing used to come up to our show here in Vancouver, and he brought some of these models that were surplus to the Boeing model shop, and they were sold at the show. But really, between then and now, I've hardly seen any Boeing factory models. Certainly passed through my collection. This is certainly the nicest one. I mean, look at the lines on it. Isn't that awesome? Look at the no saggy wings. The wings are super firm. The lines are just perfect on the model. And as I say, these aren't your standard fiberglass models of the era. These are like I guess they are fiberglass, but they're a heavy fiberglass. They're quite soft, they're quite firm, and as I say, the models have a lot of heft to them. You've got to really appreciate that these are quality models. So hard to find, few and far between. These models are quite valuable, definitely worth, they're worth at least 2 or 3 times what a normal early 70s Pacific miniature models would be worth, in my opinion. So just because of the numbers, they're so rare, they're so hard to find, and people that are the purists, the collectors that are looking for the real rarest of the aircraft display models, will want to have the Boeing factory model in their collection, as opposed to the mass distribution Pacific miniatures model. But have a look at it. Detail is pretty good on the nose there. We do have, I'm not sure if you can see it, but we've got a bit of there's outlining around the cargo door. So this was a forward cargo door. I don't know if you can see it. The cargo door is scribed because the forward cargo door would open, and they scribed it out. It's not actually a decal, it's actually scribed, which is kind of nice. Nomoto style, I would say. So that's a special attribute. I'm just trying to make it so that you can actually see the scribing on the nose there of the forward cargo door that lifts up and out. So these are special. These are neat. Again, I've not seen many of these pass through my collection anyhow. And this model has been in my collection for a relatively short period of time. And I've now, I've traded it with another collector here in Canada, and he's awaiting delivery of the model. So I thought it would be a good time now to film this video to give you guys a good up-close look-see at this beautiful Boeing. Again, World Airways took delivery of their 747s in this scheme in the early 1970s. They supplemented World's fleet of, they had 707s and stretch DC-8s, which flew military air transport service charters. Many charters across the Pacific to Vietnam during the Vietnam conflict. But these 747s, they basically replaced the narrow-body aircraft that World had on such long-haul charters. And as we all know, World Airways through the 1970s and 1980s continued to be a world-class cargo operation based out of Oakland, California. And when did they demise operations? I don't know. It might have been in the late 80s or early 1990s. I think, is it Flying Tigers or FedEx who purchased them? I'm not sure, but you guys can look that up and leave that as a comment in the video. But again, this model's rare. It's on its original Boeing. I mean, look at that. Isn't that all? Look at that. The lines on this model are absolutely gorgeous. So, as I say, it's really quite a heavy model. I don't know, what is it, 5 pounds, something like that. And but I just love the gear. Just love the treatment with the gear. And I also like the, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the silver on the back here, the bare metal on the silver fin. It looks kind of cool. So what do you think? What do you guys think of this model? Do you have, as a collector, do you have any Boeing factory models in your collection? I'd love to know what Boeing factory models you have. Which models have you seen in your years of collecting? I'd love to know what examples are out there. I know I've seen 707s with the landing gear in them, and but this is really something quite neat. And again, I just wanted to share it with you guys so we could have this video record of this amazing model. And I do look forward to your comments. If you like the video, I'd appreciate thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber to the JetFlix channel here on YouTube, I'd love to see you as a subscriber. There's a little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, and you can just click on that subscribe button, and in no seconds flat, you'll be a subscriber to my channel. So that would be appreciated. Now, just in closing, I wanted to let you guys know that my aircraft display model book, which I published a few years ago, I'm down to the last 5 print copies. That's it. 5 print copies left. If you want to buy one, I'll pop the link in the upper corner to this video, so you can purchase one of them. Once these 5 copies are sold, I'm not printing anymore. You will be able to buy digital versions through Amazon, and that'll be available to you. But if you actually want the print paper copy printed by yours truly, then you do need to act now, because I'm down to my last 5 copies. So it's now or never, as they say in the trade. So consider getting one of my books. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, if you've enjoyed it, double thumbs up would be mega appreciated. Just click that thumbs up button, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and happy model collecting, everybody. Bye for now. All the best. Howdy, folks. My name's Henry Tenby. I am a hardcore collector of travel agent aircraft display models, like the beauties you see behind me. And I'd like to tell you about my brand new book. It's called the Aircraft Display Model Collector, Investor, and Appraisal Guide. It's just been published. It's 162 pages of hardcore color, featuring everything you need to know about investing, buying, and selling of these fabulous models. So as you can see right here, all the manufacturers are covered in this book. All the main manufacturers that produced models, the travel agent models for airline industries, and of course the manufacturers from the 1940s pretty much to the 1980s. We go over all the manufacturers with their production lines, their scales, their models, which models I recommend and which models you should actually avoid for your collection. There's a lot of tips here that you're going to need to focus in on if you're going to get down and serious on collecting travel agent models, because there's a lot of great models, but there's also some models that you really should be avoiding. The book also features quite a few live auction results, so you can actually see what models have sold for before you invest money in a specific model. This is great information to make sure that you don't pay over market when you're adding models to your collection. If you're seeking to sell models, of course, this information is great for determining what the real expectations could be when you sell your model. This information won't be found anywhere else. It's quite unique to my book, and I'm proud to say I put a lot of effort into compiling this. All the famous aircraft display model makers are included in my book. For example, you'll find good sections on Pac-Men, and of course there's Nemoto, fabulous models from Japan, world famous, terrific stuff. And models, of course, from France. They produce great models in France and have a terrific history going back 50 years. This is just to name a few. There are many, many, many of the great model making companies featured in my book. And of course, I go over all the values of all their major models. And one of my favorite sections of the book features the collections of some of the biggest collectors in the world. These guys have been collecting for quite a number of years. They're famous in the hobby. And I have several of these collectors that have actually agreed to share the beauty of their collections within the pages of the book. These are great pages, and you can go into these with a fine-tooth comb, actually, looking at the details that some of these guys have. It's just fabulous stuff. One of the most important sections of the book actually is a very serious section. It's about safeguarding your collection. This particular chapter deals with everything you need to know to make sure that your models and your collection are protected, and you and your heirs can rest assured that your models and the value that you have invested in this incredible collection that you've built up is safe and secure for yourself and future generations to come. This is important stuff. If the information that I've provided for you thus far in the video has been engaging, it's resonated with you, and you have found it fascinating, then I know for certain that this book is going to prove to be an invaluable resource in the coming months and years. Your collection is only going to get better. I know you're going to find the information valuable, and it's going to be something that you're going to check back to over and over again as you transact models in the future. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to expanding your collection as I expand my collection as we enjoy this hobby together. And I thank you for considering the purchase of my book for your library.